This is a farewell for Kathy Harris as she concludes with international teams. It's hard to separate John and Kathy because I've always seen them as one unit. It's been very much part of their marriage. They've always held their marriage equitably, and also in ministry. They've been very much equals in ministry. And so I've learned much from John and Kathy as they've endeavoured to do ministry as equal partners. So it's with some sadness that we have this conversation.
Yes, John and Kathy. See, I can't say just Kathy, but Kathy. We have walked with you through all but the most recent years of your journey with international teams, and you and John together. But we highlight you now, Kathy. You have just enhanced the reputation of International Teams Australia. We sent you out. I remember going to the airport and seeing you off and seeing two little boys go with you. So we were there when you first went out. And through all the years where you have served, Kathy, you have been an honourable servant, a faithful servant of God, and one who has just bless the reputation of Australians within international teams. So thank you for that, Kathy.
I remember your application and the travel I did to Brisbane to have a conversation with these two teachers, and from Taree. I had to look on the map to see where Taree was. But then also I remember you going to Melbourne and being part of Wattle Park and the Russian congregation there as you prepared to go to Russia. I remember you raising the $10,000 to do that trip as a vision trip to Donetsk in Ukraine. But then I also remember quite clearly a conversation I had with you, Kathy, at the training in May 2001. Because it was during that training the International Leadership of National Teams had decided to show this one video of why we need to change the funding model across the world from the old home service contribution to what is presently the GSF and 15%. And we showed the video to all the trainees because it was going to affect them, and you significantly because you are raising a fair bit of money for Ukraine. And at the conclusion of it, as a young leader of international teams, I was just thinking, I wonder how this is going to go. And I remember you quite clearly saying that if that's the facts, Andrew, if it's going to cost that much money, well, we've just got to raise it. There's no other way around it. We can't stay with the old if it's not going to help. And as a young leader, to have somebody in a group of people to be able to say that, it just carries a huge weight and carried the momentum. And so we're able with confidence, at least with IT Australia, to be able to implement the 15%, which stays today as a funding model. And so it's with those sorts of words that I remember you, words of strength and courage that you're able to speak into a situation.
So Kathy, I've had the opportunity to visit you in Donetsk, I think on more than one occasion, and to visit you in Holland and to be with you at European conferences. Wonderful memories that I have. And Kathy, when I think of you, I think of the words diligent, determined, focus, achiever, efficient. Am I looking into a mirror here? Because we're both ESTJs, aren't we? And yet, with all the advantages of that, you have served so well. And so we honour you for that. I think the last time perhaps I saw you was at the European conference in 2013, which was my farewell. Is that 4 years ago? And you then reflected back to me as being one who was task-oriented. And so I made the task of member care something that I could do. And for you, Kathy, in all your task orientation, you have blessed multiple peoples in multiple countries. And for that, I honour you. And it's hard to say goodbye in the International Teams Fellowship, but we're not part of it either, really, are we? But our journey together is a gift to us that we will treasure and look forward to seeing you sometime, somewhere in the future.
So it's whenever we think back on you, Kathy, and certainly John and Kathy as a unit, it's always with happy memories, and want to thank you for your part you've played in those early days of international teams when you joined, and as we visited you on the field, both Donetsk and Jan in Holland, and other locations too at ILFs. And so we want to wish you well for your ventures, wherever they might be in the world nowadays. And so we want to say thank you for your part in international teams. You've been a blessing to the organisation, but you've also been a blessing to Jan and I as we've seek to serve him. So thank you very much, and God bless you in the years ahead.
Goodbye from Canberra.
Bye.